Today, we start the search for the Good Morning Britain Young Fundraiser of the Year.
Yeah, one inspiring young lady is Betty-Leigh Allinson, a 5-year-old who's been riding a mile a day in different football kits to raise money for the care home where her nan works. Betty-Leigh and her dad Lee are with us from Hertfordshire, and in Bristol we have Pride of Britain host Carol Voderman as well. Carol, we'll come to you very shortly.
Morning.
She's got her trophy there. That's what they all win. Let's start with Betty-Leigh, though. Lovely to see you this morning. You got your Arsenal kit on this morning, Betty. What made you want to set yourself this challenge?
Yeah, I like cycling.
You like cycling. You fancied raising a bit of money for charity as well. But why particularly are you cycling in different football kits?
Because my holiday at Disneyland Paris got cancelled.
Oh, which is a real shame. There's been sacrifices made everywhere, hasn't there? And you've got your dad there alongside you, Lee. You must be very proud of Betty-Leigh and what she's managed to achieve. She's being very humble about it. But talk us through what it was that she wanted to do and why she wanted to do it, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, she's been amazing. Obviously, her holiday got cancelled, so we decided that she just learnt to ride her bike and she wanted to do a mile a day. And I'm fortunate enough to work in football, so we know a lot of football people. And we asked some teams to donate shirts, and they've done it. I think we've received over 60 shirts. I think she's on day 59 now of her cycling a mile a day, and she's raised £17,000. So immensely proud, and she's doing really well, and she continues to do it. We've had some real bad accidents, and but she still gets on that bike every day and does a mile.
Oh, good for her, because she'd only just taken off the stabilisers, is that right? So she was kind of new to cycling and then thought, right, this is it, I'm going for it. Yeah,
literally, it was like that. And we've had broken bikes, we've had punctures. I say she's fallen off. I think in one ride she fell off 5 times and breaks her knee and her nose, and she still does it. She still gets on there, and she's done so well, and the community's really pulled together, the football community as well. It's been great.
And Betty, you've had some very special messages, haven't you, from some very well-known sportsmen. Who have you had messages from?
David Beckham.
Wow. What was it like when David Beckham sent you a message?
Good.
That obviously, Lee, you have contacts in high places, but having all this support from the likes of David, I know that Frankie Dettori's been in touch, Ashley Young, Robert Van Persie, signed photo from Gaza, and was it your father that played for Arsenal those years ago?
Yeah, so my dad played for Arsenal in the 80s. I think he made over 100 appearances for them, and I'm fortunate my brother-in-law's a professional snooker player who knows David, and I think David had seen on Instagram what Betty was doing and sent a signed shirt, which was just amazing. And then next thing up popped a video on a Sunday morning from David Beckham. So it was fantastic. And then obviously the other videos have followed, just thanking Betty for what she's done. And it's just great. It really is.
I love it. And Betty, I know you've been wearing different football shirts, haven't you? Are there any football teams that you won't wear their shirt? And what's that? Are you going to tell us?
Tottenham,
yes. I agree with you, Betty. Never put the Spurs shirt on. As a West Ham fan, I thoroughly agree with you. Carol, it's lovely, isn't it, seeing Betty there this morning, what she's done. She absolutely embodies what it is we're looking for in the Good Morning Britain Young Fundraiser Award, but also what the Pride of Britain is all about.
It certainly is. And this year, obviously, you know, with all of the heroes who've shown themselves to us, really, during lockdown, I think it's going to be a very difficult year for the judges. But I think what's wonderful, I mean, it's a terrible thing that we're all going through, and some families have been affected far worse than others for whatever reason. And just the courage that so many have shown, and the kindness, really. And that fundamentally is what the Pride of Britain has always been about the kindness. And I was just thinking about Betty-Leigh. How old is she? 5?
Yeah.
She's probably the biggest wardrobe in Britain for a 5-year-old. But it is fantastic. And obviously we'll be dealing with lockdown awards, but also, you know, what's going on, because a lot of the charities have suffered and people have gone not only the extra mile, as in Betty-Leigh's case, but the extra 100 miles to raise money and to support in all sorts of different ways those who are suffering, not perhaps through coronavirus, but through perhaps other illnesses as well. So it's going to be a celebration, a massive celebration towards the end of the year. We're not quite sure yet how we're going to do it, but we are going to.
No, I was going to say, because it's going to be a bit different this year, isn't it, with all the circumstances? I know you were saying, obviously, the judges are going to have a really tough job on their hands because of the numbers of people that are going to be nominated. We've seen so many heroes in action over the last few weeks and months. And we know already, Captain Tom Moore, he's got his Pride of Britain award, hasn't he?
He has one of the Colonel Sir Tom Moore now, isn't he?
Yes, it is, yeah.
It is, yeah.
He'll always be known as Captain Tom, I think, to all of us. But we are now calling for nominations, as you know, and that's why we're doing this today, because we want to hear about those people who haven't already heard about. And we only find out about them when we are told about them. So that's really what, if you are watching and you know of somebody or an organisation who has gone the extra mile, please let us know. Please, please, please let us know. If it's one particular act of bravery as well, we need to know that too. And then we can hopefully celebrate their lives too.
Yeah, undoubtedly. And in fact, you've linked into it perfectly like you always would, Carol. Here are the details of how you can nominate someone. It's one of the highlights of the calendar, a star-studded evening with celebrities galore, but the real VIPs of the night are the ordinary people who have done extraordinary things.
From everybody here, it's well deserved. You're an absolute star.
Over the years, we've met some remarkable young fundraisers, and now we're looking for our 2020 winner. So, if you know someone aged 15 or under who deserves to be recognised as Young Fundraiser of the Year, you can nominate them by going to itv.com/GMB to find all the information. Now, nominations are open now and they close at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, the 28th of August. If you're under the age of 18, please get permission from your parent or guardian and from your nominee's parent or guardian too. So we'd love to get those nominations. Before we let you both go, Betty, how much money are you hoping to raise with your challenge?
£24,000.
£25,000. Let's have a look at your Just Giving page as it stands this morning. There you go. Right, it's at £17,000.
We can get that up, can't we?
I reckon we can get that up to £25,000, £25,000, and you'd be a very worthy nominee. It's lovely to see you both, and Dad-Leigh as well. Keep up the good work, OK?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well done to you. Bye-bye. Thanks very much for joining us this morning.